Hey, if I was Jesus, how could I do my father's business? Right? If you saying you doing your father's business by telling your father's business. So how you doing your father's business if you telling your father's business? That now because your father did these things that you telling about. So who's snitching, right? Like say if we street, right? And I'm telling you what Jesus did, right? Then am I not telling, right? But now if I'm doing what Jesus did, am I not testifying? Right? Because how did I get to this point if I didn't get to this point the same way Jesus got to his point? Right? So then am I wrong because I can write Revelations, but you celebrate John for whom wrote Revelations, but John wasn't Jesus, he was a disciple of Jesus. So how does he write in Revelations? Why Jesus didn't write Revelations after he came back from the grave, like I'm writing Revelations after I came back from court. See what I'm saying? But how about if Jesus came back from the grave, but he couldn't read nor write? How would you know he came back from the grave? See, because look at me now. So if Jesus came back from the grave and Jesus was like I am now after I came back from court, then you think that y'all would embrace Jesus and look what you're doing to me. Come on, man. So just tell me, you doing this to me after I came from court, but you love Jesus, but you telling me if you seen a man with nails holes in his hands and come on, man. If you love him, you will probably keep him, right? Ain't nobody else gonna know. Man, you have kidnapped Jesus. That's you, Jesus, right? Come on, man. That's what y'all doing to me. See, first you put me on trial to see if I was Jesus, right? And I'm saying, who is that, right? Because I'm looking at it from Caesar's point of view, right? See, it was 1,534 miles from Jerusalem to Rome. So when the message of Jesus would have got to Caesar, how long, and wouldn't Caesar be like Saul? Think about it now. Caesar is Caesar. They was afraid of Caesar. The people who killed Jesus was afraid of Caesar. Now think about that now. So when the story of Jesus would have got to Caesar, then Caesar would have been running after Jesus like Saul, because he had brought up a rebellion and an insurrection in Rome. Right? So now, is that not why Rome fell? So who was Caesar in the story of Jesus? Wasn't he absent because of the fear that Pontius Pilate had, for whom was the governor? See, Pontius Pilate was Caesar's governor, and he was really being put out there as punishment, right? Because of his behavior as a Roman leader. So he was put in as governor. So he was trying to get back into the good graces with Caesar. So he didn't need a rebellion there that would cause Caesar to come down there and square it, smite it, right? So now the Pope is now Caesar. So when did the historical transition take place? It was when a king became converted. King James, right? See, whatever they believed before the King James became converted. So now, would not King James be like Saul? Now, so if a murderer, a conqueror becomes converted, but they don't stop killing, did they become converted or did they use this to kill? Right? See, because they went then and started using Jesus' name to conquer territory. So see, the king used Jesus' name in vain. Because if Jesus said, many will come in my name doing signs and wonders, do not be deceived, then how did King James meet Jesus? He didn't say he met him in a cloud like Saul, but Saul is a king. So is King James part of King Solomon's? See kings, King David. See what I'm talking about? So when do you become a king in this generation? If I didn't become a king in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, like when do a king become a king if the king's truth don't set him free from the opinion of the kings for whom was converted? See, I mean, history is now telling the story, but if you don't want to tell the truth, then you're going to keep telling history's story, right? Because it's still a story, but now the truth has been born in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So that's global, because the truths, my truth locked up the state of Florida in the federal courthouse, in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. But I locked up the elected officials in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. See, so in order to be the king in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, I had to become the judge, right, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. See what I'm talking about? So that's why now I am historical in nature, because I am a case law in federal court and I am case law in state court. So now, if Jesus had came back, would he not be a state case in Jerusalem? Wouldn't he not be a federal case in Jerusalem if he came back from the grave like I came back from the courts? So when y'all gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, instead of telling your opinion of Jesus Christ or the Prophet Muhammad? See, that's your opinion. That's not facts.